What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel and thanks for joining us today. I'm gonna dive right into the content here. As you guys saw last week, we did lower the Z06 on stock bolts. And as promised, I'm gonna let you guys know what the final ride height numbers were after we lowered the stock bolts. So for the front, we actually got a significant drop. We got 3/4 of an inch drop, which brought it down to 25.5 inches on the front. And for the rear, we got a 1/2 inch drop, which brought it down to 27 inches even. And guys, let me tell you, I can feel the difference. I can feel the difference in the response, the steering, and not to mention the mean stance that it now sits in. So for today's video, something else that I did notice about the car ever since I purchased it, and guys, it happens to be the chrome. Now guys, I know I'm gonna get some boos for this, but hey, it's my car. So how we're gonna start by de-chroming, I don't even know if that's a word, but how we're gonna start by de-chroming the cars, we're not even gonna start with the wheels. That's gonna come next. But what we're actually gonna do is we're gonna start by debadging the car and getting rid of these chrome Z06 emblems here. And I actually purchased some gloss black emblems that will better fit the car. So without further ado, I'm gonna give you guys a step-by-step process on how to debadge your Z06. Now before we get started guys, last night I did come to the shop to shoot for today's content, and let me tell you, I was not equipped to do the job in a timely fashion. It nearly took me an hour just to get the adhesive off and to actually get the other emblem on properly, get it fitted, get it mounted. It actually looks really good. I'm not gonna show you guys yet because I do wanna show you the finished product, but here we go. I'm gonna show you guys step by step on how to debadge the car and the tools that you'll need. So guys, the tools you will be needing are a heat gun, or in my case, a blow dryer, masking tape, sturdy fishing line, some adhesive remover, and an optional tool to have would be an interior trim tool. So guys, the first step of removing the emblem or the badging here would be using your masking tape. And what you're going to be using your masking tape for is going around the emblem. That way you're creating a border, or in this case, you're creating a guide. So that way you know exactly where to place this emblem once it's removed and you're installing the new one. So guys, as always, you do want to clean the surrounding areas around the emblem so that way you do have a clean surface when applying the tape to the panel. So step 1, apply masking tape. So guys, now that we do have the tape applied, our next step will be applying heat to the emblem or the badging here. So not only does this tape serve as a guide to give us an idea of where to place the next badging or the replacement emblem, but also it acts as a barrier so that way when we are applying heat, it doesn't damage or ruin the paint on which the panel is on. So step 2, apply heat. So now that we have applied our heat, guys, what we're going to be doing is taking our fishing line, which I have pre-cut here. I did probably do maybe about 1.5 feet worth of length, so that way I do have enough room to get my hands wrapped around it, so that way I'm applying the proper tension. And what we're going to be doing is applying it behind the badging. Now you can either start from this side or that side. It really doesn't matter. I feel more comfortable with this side, just so that way I'm kind of just pulling at the emblem at the same time, but also you have the bigger part towards the end, so that way you have a little bit more leverage. Another tip when using this line here, guys, make sure when you guys are behind this emblem, you're getting as close to the panel as possible. You don't want to get as close to the emblem as possible. I mean, there's not much room back here, but make sure you are trying to apply it as close to the panel as possible. That way you are ripping through that adhesive, because guys, let me tell you, this stuff behind this emblem here from the factory is very thick. We did make one pass fully through with the fishing line here. What we're going to be doing is applying a little bit more heat, so that way we can get the adhesive that's behind here, get a little bit looser. And what we're going to be doing is we're going to be applying our trim removal tool. Give it a little bit of tension here on the edge, not too much, because you don't want to damage anything under here, any of the paint under here, which it shouldn't, but definitely you don't want to take a chance on it. There it is, guys. It's off. So that way you guys can kind of see what's behind it. So guys, kind of sucks. It's kind of almost what happened to me yesterday, but a little bit better. Actually, this stuff was pretty caked up. This is actually going to be pretty easy to get off. As you can see, it just kind of picks off itself. Some of the adhesive still is on the back of the emblem here. Right in here, especially where we have this hole. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to apply the adhesive remover, let it set in, give it some time, and then we're going to take almost plastic razor blades, and I'll show you guys here what that looks like. That's also an optional tool, because you may need it, you may not need it, just depending on how much adhesive is actually bonded onto the panel steel. Man, guys, big shout out to 3M for the adhesive remover. It did help a lot. It did take up a lot of this tape here. You can go ahead, pick it up at your local AutoZone. Once again, big shout out to 3M for the adhesive remover there. Now, guys, it did get me down to where I was picking at this stuff with my fingernails. You will have some leftover residual. That 3M stuff does get it off pretty good, but you will still find yourself, if you're a stickler like me, you will see some of the adhesive still built up from the last emblem. So I have seen some guys online try multiple products to get this remainder adhesive off here, and I believe I did find the best solution. However, you will still be down to your fingernails here, but it does come up, guys, I promise you. Some guys swear by brake cleaner, as long as it is the chlorinated formula, not the non-chlorinated. Non-chlorinated will take up your clear coat, guys. Trust me, it will. I haven't tried it, but I've seen it done, and you guys do not want to make that mistake by messing up your beautiful paint jobs here. So I feel my useful method happens to be, guys, believe it or not, mass airflow cleaner. Now, some of you guys may not need this. Some of you guys may not even need this step. Some of you guys may be perfectionists to where you guys got it the first time, and hey, 2 thumbs up for you guys. But this stuff from GM, for some odd reason, was very tough to get off. So guys, what I'm going to be doing is applying the mass airflow sensor cleaner to the rest of the adhesive, and pretty much be taking the remainder of this up by my nails. It's not a lot to take up. It's just to get the remainder of it off, so that way I do have the cleanest possible panel or surface to apply our new emblem. And guys, that is it. We finally got the adhesive off, thanks to the help of the mass airflow cleaner here, which did help us get that remaining tough residue off. I still do see a bit of an outline, guys, and that seems to be from where the emblem was sitting. Over time, it just kind of I would say, weathered the paint in there. Not too big of a deal. Nothing to worry about. As long as your surface is clean and ready to apply the new emblem, you guys will be good to go. So guys, quick shout out to Corvette Mods out in Fort Worth, Texas, once again for supplying us here with the emblem. I'm going to do a little bit of a comparison on the emblems here. Nothing too major. The only thing that I see is the Z on the emblem from the factory is a little bit more dug in. I don't know if you guys can see that ridge there. Whereas it's a little flat here on the one from Corvette Mods. And the only other difference I see is a difference in the zeros, guys, on the 505 there, which isn't a big deal to me. I think they both look great. So once again, shout out to Corvette Mods for supplying us with the emblem. And now, guys, last but not least, time to apply the emblem. Guys, want to be careful. Make sure you get it within the lines that you provided here with the guide. And got a little piece of grass or something in there, a little twig. Gonna take off. Once again, make sure you stay within your lines there. Do a little press. And voila, guys. Now remove your tape. Give it one last wipe down with your cleaner.
Fresh from a hood when niggas fist fight. We had free lunch, we had food stamps. We ain't read much, we had to re-up to stay green up. We stay G'd up and ain't need much but my nigga. Uncle Bully always told me to keep it real with my niggas. Never put no bitch in my business. Ride dirty like Pimp C, like Bum B, like Ron C, like 12 did and Lil Mel did. There's a few niggas I dealt with.
So that's going to conclude our episode for today, guys. Once again, thank you for watching. Please hit the subscribe button either in the bottom right hand corner or below in the video. Also, give us a thumbs up if you like our content. Next week, I will have, once again, a big reveal for you guys. We're going to switch it up here from the C6, and I'm going to have something more in store for you. So please stay tuned. Once again, Brian here with Briggs Motorsports. See you guys next week.